Welcome back everybody, Matt the Man here, hope you're doing well. This weekend we had the new romantic drama to come out, based on a book by Colleen Hoover. This is the same author that gave us It Ends With Us in 2024. Last fall she had the movie Regretting You with McKenna Grace come out. And now here we are in 2026, and we got reminders of him. In fact, I want to remind you all to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, become a subscriber. Remember that. Reminders of him is the new Colleen Hoover book turned into a movie. This is now her third book. We're going to be getting a fourth one in late summer of this year, with Anne Hathaway, Josh Hartnett, and Dakota Johnson in that film. She's becoming the new Nicholas Sparks that took over the 2000s and early 2010s. I was looking forward to this, mainly because of the main actress in this movie, Micah Monroe. She is normally known for more horror movies, and not only just horror, but more low-budget, independent horror films like The Guest, It Follows, Watcher, and she's done some other ones too. She's not known for mainstream, I guess what I want to say. Her only blockbuster movie so far in her career was 10 years ago in 2015 in Independence Day Resurgence, where she played the grown-up president's, Mill Pullman's daughter in that. And that movie was horrible, and I think she learned, I'm not doing blockbusters ever again. So this movie is as close to a blockbuster that she's gotten in the past 10 years. And she doesn't do romantic movies. Like I said, her main thing is horror-related movies. So as soon as they said Micah Monroe, I thought, you had my curiosity. Now you got my attention. I'm going to say this right off the bat. If you're a fan of Nicholas Sparks' books turned into movies, The Notebook, A Walk to Remember, The Last Song, The Last Ride, Dear John, The Best of Me, The Worst of Me, then I think you'll enjoy this movie more than any other Colleen Hoover movie book that has come out so far. This is more like a Nicholas Sparks book turned into a movie than anything else yet. And if no one told me that this was a Colleen Hoover book, I would have 100% thought, oh, we finally got a new Nicholas Sparks book turned into a movie on the big screen in over 10 years. But it's not. But it's this is the closest we have come to a new Nicholas Sparks movie. Starting out with the positives, Micah Monroe as Kenna. She's a young woman who just got out of prison 7 years later after the death of her boyfriend in a car accident. She comes back to her hometown trying to reconnect with her daughter that she's never met before and, start her life over. Mike Monroe is great in this movie. She brings so much range. Like when you're so used to her in the horror genre, and she does a movie like this, you really see a lot of different areas to her as an actress. She can be funny at moments. She can be romantic at times, sexual. Then you get the more emotional scenes. And I thought she brought a range that not only we haven't seen from her in horror, not that you can't have range in horror, but with this you have so many different ranges because of the characters she's playing, all the emotions, all the weight of, trying to prove, she's trying to, get on with her life, make it better, reconnect with her daughter, make sure her boyfriend's parents understand she's not a bad person. And I think Michael Monroe elevated this movie. Elevated the book, the script, and I thought she did a great job. I hope this actually makes her do more of these types of movies. I would love to see what she can do with a straight-up romantic comedy one day. Tyrese Withers is the other male lead. He is the friend of Scotty, who was the boyfriend of Michael Monroe. Tyrese Withers is a pretty new actor. He broke out last year in the new I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot, and that other movie, Him, by Marlon Wayans, or one of the Wayans brothers. Both movies were not good. In fact, Him was considered one of the worst movies of the year. But, and I barely remember him from I Know What You Did Last Summer, but here, he is very good in here. He brings a lot of range also, not only with the dynamic of the parents of his best friend, but with the, like I said, little 7-year-old girl that has kind of become almost like a father figure towards. Their relationship is great. His relationship with Michael Monroe had really great chemistry, I thought. And I thought he brought so much to the role that when I look at a movie like I Know What You Did Last Summer last year, I go, yeah, that movie wasted everybody. Everybody in that movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot, was wasted. The cinematography, this never had like a Wyoming, I don't know if they filmed in Wyoming, some of them they filmed in Montana, or Canada, so maybe in that area of Wyoming and Canada. I've been up there, so I know. But I love the look of the film. It very much has this was not a glossy looking shot film like a lot of movies these days. It was shot on location in that Wyoming town, and it has that feel. The cinematography, beautiful landscape shots, the nighttime shots are very with the lights from the bars and the restaurants. That neon lighting looked great. I thought it was for a pseudo Nicholas Sparks type of film, it was very well shot. The romance, I thought the chemistry between Michael Monroe and Tyrese Withers works. That's what you want in a movie like this. If it's a romantic drama, you better have the romance. Humor, the movie has some humor throughout. Some of it is cheesy. Well, once again, you kind of want that in a movie like this. In a drama, in a romantic movie like this, you gotta have some cheesy moments, cheesy lines. You have those in Nicholas Sparks movies. The Notebook had them. I Want to Remember had those cheesy dialogue moments, but we love those moments. And same thing as in here. There's some good humor, there's some cheesy humor. Bada bing, bada boom. The soundtrack. This is another thing. If you were to tell me that this movie came out like in the late 2000s, early 2010s, I wouldn't believe you. If anything, because of the soundtrack. It has a lot of songs that are from more of the early 2010s than of music today. And I thought that really worked. Vanessa Caswell is the director here. This is her second film. Her first film came out 3 years ago, Love at First Sight, on Netflix. That was a pretty good movie with Haley Lou Richardson. And I thought she did a better job here. I'm very interested to see what she does next. Hey, maybe she'll do a Nicholas Sparks, an actual Nicholas Sparks book, and turn it into a movie. Some of my negatives though with this movie. The parents that are played by Lauren Graham from Gilmore Girls and Bradley Whitford from Billy Madison or Bicentennial Man or Get Out as the father in Get Out. I like Lauren Graham in here. The problem is they don't spend enough time with the parents. And I think we really needed more scenes with the boyfriend's parents, who's raising the daughter, their son's daughter, Michael Monroe's daughter. I think we needed more time with them, especially once they found out that Michael Monroe's Kenna is back in town. She's out of prison. I think they needed to have more scenes of, especially Lauren Graham, wrestling with, do I bring her daughter to see her? Do I not? Do I try to reconnect with her? Do I not? Rather than just, nope, I'm not doing it until the last, 10 minutes of the movie. I thought the romance should have started sooner. They showed it in the trailer, and I thought they took a while to get the romance starting with the two leads of the movie. Also, I found out in an interview that they cut a very sexual sex scene in the movie. Now, they already have one sex scene in the movie, but they also cut out another one that was more showing more, if you know what I mean. And I thought that should have been in the movie, not because, hey, let's see nudity, but and that would have helped more in the romance of the film. Why not? This is under 2 hours, make it a 2-hour movie. It's not like you have a 20-minute sex scene, probably like a 3-minute, 2-minute. I don't know how long he can last, but let's just say 2 minutes. Other than that, I actually will say this is now my favorite Colleen Hoover book turned into a movie. Now, I didn't read the book. I'm just saying, as now, it ends with us regretting you, and now this movie, Reminders of Him. This is one of my favorites. And I think it feels more like a Nicholas Sparks book turned into a movie. So let me know. I would give this movie a 4.4 out of 5. I haven't read the book. Let me know. Did you read the book? What did you think? What do you think of the movie overall? Are you happy that we're getting all these Colleen Hoover books turned into movies? Like if we can't get Nicholas Sparks, then right now this is the best we got. And would you like to see Michael Monroe do more of these movies? I thought she was really good for her first romantic drama. But let me know in the comments below. Matt, hit that subscribe button. And remember, subscribe.